In this video, let's see that the random sample is the best way of getting a representative sample from the population. We have a data set that you can consider as the population. In this data set, for example, we have this variable years of experience, that is 6 years of experience, or volunteer, that you are volunteer or not volunteer, and the military, if you have experience as a military service or not. Let's restrict our analysis for only these 3 variables. The 2 dots select all rows or observations. And here are the name of the columns that you are interested. Let's get some descriptive statistics of the population. In our definition of population, we have 4,870 observations. The average years of experience is 7.8. Now, let's extract a random sample of the population of 300 observations. And this is the result. See that 7.9 years of experience is closer to 7.8. And see that in the sample I have only 300 observations against the almost 5,000 observations in the population. That's why random sample is so powerful. We can infer properties of the population based in a small sample size. In the population, 41% of people they have experience as volunteer, and in the sample, 42%. Now, let's extract another random sample of the population of 300 observation as well. And here's the result. Note that these values for year of experience and in volunteer is similar to the other sample, but not equal. We call this sample variation. Note that the proportion of people with military experience in the population is 9.7%. In this sample is 9.3, that is pretty similar, but here you see a deviation. This is a random sample. It's possible to get a value that differs a lot from the population. But your intuition must be that if the sample size increases, it's more likely that you get a number that is closer to the parameter of the population. And this is the logic why you use a sample size of 1,300 people to predict the outcome of election, because you want a margin of error only 2.7%. If you ask only 300 people, you are going to have a too big margin of error. See that each poll gives slightly different results. This is because of sampling variation. The point here is you don't need to ask 200 million of Americans to predict the election. It's enough to ask only 2,000 people. As far this is a random sample. Now, suppose that you are a Democrat that lives in New York City and you ask your friends to predict the election. Of course, this is not a random sample, and this sample is not useful to predict the outcome of the election at the national level. New York is not representative of the United States. Your friends are not a random sample either, because if you are a Democrat, it's more likely that you have more Democratic friends. That's why a random sample is very expensive and you don't ask much people. You have to ask people from different parts of the United States.